I was in an elementary school, and I think all the way up until the beginning of junior high, I was picked on by some of my fellow students, and a lot of it had to do with the fact that I was different. And I was different in ways that a lot of kids are different. I was chubby. I was not athletic. I was really brainy in the sense that the schoolwork came quickly and easily to me, and I thrived on the praise that I got from my teachers, even if it meant that my classmates resented or hated or were jealous. It didn't matter. The point was this, is that as I was bullied by others, it reinforced that belief in me that I had to stand up for myself. Now, I stood up for myself in different ways along the way. One way, of course, was by telling on them. Teacher, he's picking on me. That didn't go over well. By appealing to the higher authority, basically it just reinforced the bully's resolve that they were going to teach me my lesson. What I ended up doing, and I've never been one for fisticuffs. I've never been good at that. Probably even to this day, I'm not very good at it. If I have to, I will, but I still would prefer to keep my knuckles intact. I have very nice hands, and I don't want to break a nail. Now, the point is this, that the way I stood up to the bullies is I would get them to chase me, and then when they were right behind me, I would drop to the ground, and they would trip over me and land on their face. Now, this happened, I don't know, a dozen times before they stopped chasing me, because it wasn't a matter of they couldn't catch me. It was that I was closer to the ground than they were, and so I could drop down, and they would trip over me, and other people would laugh at them instead of laughing at me. Later on, in my high school years, around 9th or 10th grade, I really hadn't learned my lesson in terms of provoking the bullies to their actions. And I remember having one particular standoff that was being watched by maybe at least a dozen, maybe even more, could have been a couple of dozen people, watching the bully knocking the books out of my arms, the bag off my shoulder, whatever else, and me standing up to him and mocking him verbally. This is one of the areas in which I developed a skill, and that was to use my tongue as a weapon. I found that the tongue hurt a lot more than the fist. Because the fist, you know what that means? You may get a punch, it'll bruise up, whatever, eventually it'll heal. Some of those word wounds that I caused, they cut to the quick, and some of those people never recovered mentally from the things that I said to them. I guess one of the things that I saw happen over and over and over again with the bullies, whether it was a grade school bully who was chasing me and trying to hit me, or whether it was a high school bully who was pushing stuff out of my hands, is that they would turn it around on me. Why are you making me do this? And I'm seeing that same behavior right now by the United States toward North Korea. What's North Korea doing? They're provoking us by doing what? By testing weapons that we said they can't have? Well, of course, we've got the higher authority. Teachers said they couldn't have them either. So we're standing with teachers saying, you can't have that. Knock it out of your hand. Well, North Korea says, I can have this. This is my weapon.